GR2-19, 20, and 21. Why is this video all 3 stages in one? Well, that's because we are going to use the same strategy for all of them. I have completed 19 through 21. We will start with 19, we will skip 20 and jump right to 21st stage, because there is nothing special about stage 20. The strategy I'm about to show you works the same for all of them. The main requirement is gear, skills, and the overall strength of your key heroes. Let's go. Stage 19, Power of Dominance is off. Let's take a look. This strategy is mostly based on Mabucket's guides, on Fastidius's guides. I don't know whether they came up with them themselves or maybe some other people contributed to it, but it's going to be a slight variation of those. So this is going to be the cheesy one with Decimus, Baron, Laurel, and some cost generation. Our key heroes will be these. We will have to have a Laurel. We will need Narvi, or Dallin might work instead of her. We will need Decimus. We will need Baron. We will need Volca A1. You should probably already have her through Tide. We will need Dolores for our main damage dealer. We will only use one damage dealer, but his skill ups, gear, artifact will have to be quite good. If they are not quite good, you might not be able to finish 19 through 21. You might have to work a little bit on it to progress through these stages. We will need a very good tank. Oleg works just perfect for this. Everyone by this stage probably have him already from the Void Rift. We will also need an HP base healer. Vortex works really well. I have not tested this with Medan. It might work. The main thing is Medan's heals are a little bit less for a single target, and we need quite good healing on our main tank to tank the boss at the very end. And then we need another tank, which doesn't have to be as good as our main one. I used Zoldi for this. It doesn't have to be Zoldi, it could be any other tank. Our Decimus and Baron, they can have absolutely no gear. They might be not skilled up at all. As you can see, my Baron is level 32 with just 1 star. It helps to have Baron a little bit upgraded, just a teeny tiny bit with some gear. You will see why. Our BP is 327. If we compare it to the requirement, 614. So almost twice as low. Let's go. First off, the first wave is quite slow and easy. We will take it to our advantage to generate some cost, because we will need it throughout the whole stage. Mainly because we do not have Sadie here, and our heroes will either die from Golem Shrieks, or we will simply have to, in the best case, be able to despawn them to save some cost and then deploy them again for consequent waves. I place Narvi right here.
Are you ready?
Then I place my main damage dealer. In my case, it's Comet. It doesn't have to be Comet. I believe Vierna could work. I think I've seen a few good guys with Maul. It just has to be a really good AoE damage dealer. We place Narvi over here because she will generate some additional rage while being able to hit monsters from the side. This doesn't matter really that much on this stage. for me at least, because monsters die quite quickly, and so she's not able to hit as much. But on stage 21, I can ult 2 times with her during this wave. As soon as our monsters are dead, we will despawn everyone. By the way, if your main tank cannot tank this stage without a healer, that is going to be problematic. So try to gear and equip and use a tank that can tank this wave with no additional healer on the map.
At your command. Regroup now.
We'll try to keep Narvi alive for as long as possible, so maybe, yeah, there, we get an additional coin. We despawn her before the Golem Shriek. Now we'll have 2 fast guys coming from the top here. We will use Decimus to tank their first hit. Now the way to place him, it's just during this wave. We wait for the 3rd flash from Golem. Where's the flash? There's the flash. Place him. Now we wait until the 2nd guy hits Decimus, and as soon as he hits, we will despawn him. And then we will place our 2nd tank, but not before we see these yellow waves, this yellow animation coming off of both of these monsters. Alright, then we place our main healer. We place Laurel here, place Dolores here, and keep in mind that the order in which you place your heroes is really important. Well, at least for the first platform hero. Monsters will be coming from sides, they will be throwing boulders, and those boulders will be thrown at the very first platform hero that you placed.
Fear thy God and die well.
We despawn Laurel to generate cost for both of our platform heroes. And for Comet, as soon as he starts hitting monster, I will ult with Dolores and Comet. If you have a different damage dealer, so you might want to ult at a different time depending on what the exact ult is and how you want to time it. There we go. And at this point, as soon as these guys die, those were the guys that were throwing boulders, right, from the side. So if you are quite comfortable of your tank either tanking these monsters or your damage dealer killing those monsters that are coming until they reach your tank, you can despawn your healer. In my case, I think I'm gonna be fine. I can despawn him, and I can despawn my tank. 2 more monsters left. Alright. Despawn everyone. Golem does a shriek. By the way, this Golem shriek at stage 19 deals 150% of heroes max HP. So there are some cases when Oleg can survive if you kind of use your 2nd tank on the first wave and then Oleg over here, but I chose this method to just despawn everyone, just so that there wouldn't be any RNG or anything involved, so this is much simpler. Now, this way we'll have those running monsters coming from both sides, so we will use Baron and Decimus. Now, this stage is a little easier because you can place your Baron early. And we will not have any flashes as visual cues for Decimus. We just, as soon as the monster just makes 1 step towards the tile of Decimus, I place him. I don't think it matters too much for this wave, because since Golem does not hit the ground until monsters already come down, you probably can place Decimus even earlier, just like Baron. But this will not work on later waves, so I try to just keep it consistent. And again, we wait for the second wave of these monsters to hit our heroes, and then we despawn them both. There's the hit, we can see the damage, we despawn them both. Now again, we wait for the yellow animation to be coming off of both of them, because right now we only can see one from the one on the back. There, we see both, place our tank. And now we wait until these two get on the same tile. We will have to sacrifice Narvi at this point. They all die. Place our healer. Place Laurel. And now we still have 10 seconds for Comet. We have almost 10 seconds for Dolores. And these guys are coming from the top. We might not make it. If you feel like you might leak this monster to the crystal, you might place Decimus over here. I think I am going to do that, just to slow them down. Please Comet, please Dolores, despawn Laurel. Wait a few seconds. Dolores ult, Comet ult. And now keep in mind that this wave is the hardest one on your healer, because not only he's being hit by these two guys, they are throwing boulders, these guys will be throwing boulders as well. So he has to have a lot of HP and be able to heal himself. Now I think I am quite comfortable despawning Decimus, or maybe I will let him die, no problem. So by the way, until these guys are dead from the sides, you cannot despawn your healer. If you despawn him, they will shoot the second placed platform hero, so it will be either Comet or Dolores. They will die instantly, and this run will fail. Okay, everyone's dead. We despawn all our heroes. Alright, now that we have 22 out of 27, this is going to be just 4 of these coming down, and we will use the same strategy, Decimus plus Baron, but this stage is the hottest one in terms of timing, because as you can see, the Golem is already starting the Earthshake, meaning that until these guys come down, Golem will already be hitting the ground. If you place Decimus early, he will get hit by the ground stomping, and his unyielding timer will start, and he might not be able to survive until we get the second wave of monsters to hit him. Same goes for Baron. This is a little easier if your Baron has at least some gear, is skilled and leveled up, so he can tank at least a few of those Earthshakes. For me, they have no gear, they aren't leveled up. It will be quite hard, because the main thing is that I have to place them as late as possible, while still being able to place them in a such way that when monsters hit them, they do not end up on the other side of our tank. If they do end up on the other side, the run will... I don't think that we will succeed with this run. We will try this. Like right after the second stomp, yeah. Okay, yes, this time it worked. You might need a few tries if you didn't succeed on the first one. And now again, we wait for those monsters to hit. We try to despawn them. We might not be able to despawn both of them, so probably Baron will die because he was placed first. His timer probably will run out. Yep, that happened. Okay, and again, we wait for two animations of those yellow waves. There we go. Place this. Then we place Narvi again. Those. Everyone's dead. And now we will despawn our tank. And this is the piece I saw in Fastidious' guide. So the way the end of this stage works is Golem goes down this lane. He then enrages, he starts smashing the ground continuously, and during later stages it is quite difficult to tank that continuous ground stomping. So a workaround is that we despawn everyone, we let him go a little bit further down, then as soon as Decimus is available we place Decimus and let Decimus die. Decimus dies, monster enrages, smashes the ground one time and goes back to normal and starts moving again. When he starts moving again, we place our main tank, and as soon as we place him, we have to place our healer. Because in this stage, the boss might not hit as much, but as you'll see in stage 21, he hits a lot. And now I switched it up a little bit. I placed Dolores on top, I placed Comet at the bottom, Laurel in the middle, despawn Laurel, alter both of them, because all we have to do now is kill the boss. My Olag is strong enough to tank the boss, no problem with Vortex. Alright, stage 19 done. We will head over to stage 21. As I said, I will not be showing stage 20, as it is everything is the same, it's just a little higher BP requirement for your tank, your healer, and your main damage dealer. Now, I am not perfectly sure whether I will be able to finish this without Power of Dominance, simply because in order for me to complete this stage, I'll show you what I had to do. Okay. It had to be Laurel. Misclick. There she is. Alright, so my Laurel is an Invigoration set. The main purpose of this being that when deployed, the hero and one random ally in range gains 10% attack. The problem I was having is my Comet didn't have enough damage, but it was just a teeny tiny bit. I was missing just a little bit, and I kind of didn't have any further easy ways to get that little bit of damage out of him. So I gave the set to Laurel, and then this is, of course, it's just purely RNG, because when I would place my guys on the board, I would have to like redo some runs until that buff landed on Comet, and then he would be able to clear the way. Now my Comet's gear, although I think it's quite okay, with 243 attack speed, 200 crit rate, 166 crit damage, and almost 14k attack. But his set is broken. I think they're quite okay stats, but that set is broken. So if you have a good set here with good stats and maybe a better damage dealer for this stage, you may do a little bit better. Alright, we will try this without Power of Dominance first. See how it goes. All of the strategy is the same. Place Narvi here.
Are you ready?
Fear thy God and
Place
die
Comet
well.
and place our Olag or whatever your main tank is at the bottom.
Here I come. Escape the ordinary.
Make it mine.
These monsters are harder to kill than stage 19, so Narvi will get more hits. She should be able to get to ultimates during this wave. I will even have to ult with Comet here.
So drink deep the curse of my kind. The moon and stars.
At your command. Regroup now.
Here I come. Here I come. Escape the ordinary. Here I come. Later.
Despawn. By the way, this stage Golem does 200% of heroes max damage. So not even a well-shielded Oleg can survive this shriek. During the first wave of these guys running down, it's the same as the previous part, where our visual cue is the flash on the third stomp. As soon as he hits, again, despawn, wait for the second yellow animation,
May the sun melt
Tank.
their evil.
healer, Dolores, Laurel, and this time you can see Comet will be placed a little bit later because we had to take some more time to kill the very first wave than we did on stage 19.
Fear thy God. Avert thy
Alright,
deeds.
so
Suffer
the invigoration buff did not land on Comet. We'll see how it goes.
Shall we dance?
The moon and drink deep the curse of my kind.
Not too bad. Guys are dead. I will despawn those guys that are throwing boulders are dead, so I despawn my healer.
My blade is ready
I
whenever it is
will
needed.
despawn the tank. I'm hoping 5 hits will be enough. Alright,
Serve you right.
Avert thy
despawn
deeds.
everyone.
Dan, one. Plus dance.
Okay, so at this point, please Baron early. Probably can please Decimus early. Nah, I don't really remember. We can please Decimus early, so we won't. Again, as soon as the damage comes up. 1, 2. Okay, both animations up. Go.
My redemption.
Narvi, tank these two. It's fine.
I haven't seen.
Healer's up.
May mother's
Laurel's up. And now we have 12 seconds, almost 12 seconds for our damage dealers to get here. We will definitely need Decimus to hold them back a little bit.
Fear thy God and die.
The mother tree is alive. I'll serve you right.
sound of life is
And again, the invigoration buff did not land on Comet. We'll just have to see what happens.
I'll serve you right.
perverse not. Drink deep the curse of my kind.
I will have to let Decimus die here, just so I can milk every part of second. Okay. Okay, so one guy got through. That's not great, but not too bad also. For a perfect run, I would have to redo this until Comet did get the invigoration buff from Laurel.
At your command.
In my elements.
Okay,
At
now we
your
can
command.
despawn everyone
Shall
just as the golem does a shriek.
must dance.
By the way, my Comet not being able to kill that wave will probably... oh no, it won't actually matter for this, because this is the last wave. So, okay, no problem.
The gladiator.
There goes damage. Baron died, but doesn't matter. The second guy did get hit. Both animations. Up, spawn, spawn. Okay, despawn the tank. We wait for Decimus to be up. His respawn time is really low, that's great. Play Spear.
Pull back! Pull back!
He dies, the golem again enrages, hits the ground, goes back to normal. We place the tank and just look at the damage that my Oleg will get. $76,000. That's a lot.
Roots strike up and dance with me.
Fear thy god.
The roots are whispering. It is folly to stay here. I'll serve you right.
Drink deep the curse of my kind.
And of course, getting the boss down will take longer. Meaning, your tank needs to be able to tank this boss. Or, as I've seen in some other videos, people use some distractions like other heroes to place on top of him, behind him, just to distract him from your main tank. My Oleg is just about good enough for this, along with my Vortex.
Don't touch me.
May mothers fear the
Place
truth
Laurel
of
again
folly to
for
stay
a
here.
second ultimate. We should be able to finish the boss quite easily now.
Shall we dance?
So drink deep the curse of my kind.
If you feel like you want to use Oleg's ultimate for this, don't. His shield skill is more valuable, and which he will not be able to use during his ultimate. Alright, let's speed things up a little bit.
May mothers roots are whispering.
3 ultimates, Jesus.
Serve you right.
Avert thy gaze or suffer the
Don't touch me.
drink deep the curse of my kind.
There we go.
Pour me a glass. I'm getting bored.
So a little bit of RNG needed for this. In my situation, I needed that invigoration buff to land on Comet, which it didn't. So I missed one monster. Well, one mob got through. Let's take a look at our hero's gear.
May the sun melt their
Isolde, oh great, she didn't have a weapon on. See, your secondary tank doesn't need to be really good. Any artifact? Nope. Next one. One of the main ones. Let's see, we already saw Comet, except
Die well.
we didn't take a look at his artifact. This is a good artifact for him, and oh, as I've said, your main damage dealer needs to have as much damage as you possibly can output. Next is our tank.
My redemption.
Has some received healing bonus. Although for this gear raid, I think that maximum HP is a little bit more important. Of course, you want him to be able to tank continuously the boss in the end. So I'll just figure out whatever artifact works best for you. His HP is 74,000. So just about enough for him to survive this, along with 5k defense. And for our Vortex, Vortex has almost 40,000 HP, and I think you might be able to go 1 or 2,000 HP lower, but not much lower than that. Because monsters during the 3rd or 4th wave, when there are 4 monsters throwing boulders at you, your Vortex will not survive. You need to have him at least at probably like 37,000 or 38,000 HP. So nothing really too great. Some HP bonus, defense bonus, with an HP set, broken jewelry set. Nothing fancy here. Other heroes are really not that important. They don't need to have good gear. Of course, Dolores should have the maximum gear you can put on her for her to have the maximum amount of attack, so that she can boost more HP for your main damage dealer. But that's about it. I hope you have fun.